Hey everybody, welcome to Channel 34 Action News. My name is Dave Little and this is going to be a really fun show, so let's dive right in. So you're probably asking yourself, what's going to... Hold on. Kim, can you please... I need the cue cards right there. Yeah. Oh yeah. What's going to happen today? Well, I'm glad you asked. Today we're going to be talking about extending grace to others. It's the kind of grace that God gives us. So, Kim, I ask you to put the cue card right there, please.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know I'm not supposed to hold cue cards and drink coffee at the same time, but this is my first day. Oh gosh, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's just skip to anything that requires cue cards, okay? Kim is learning why we have the rule that people can't drink coffee and hold cue cards at the same time, which is, something we've already talked about a couple times today. Anyway, let's take a look at a story involving grace from our senior junior Bible reporter, Juvia Davis.
Thanks, Dave. This is Juvia Davis from Action News. Let's take a look at a story Jesus told to a large group one day.
A man had 2 sons. The younger son told his father, "I want my share of the inheritance." So his father divided his wealth between his sons. A few days later, this younger son packed all his belongings and moved to a distant land, and there he wasted all his money. About the time he ran out, a great famine swept over the land, and he began to starve. He persuaded a local farmer to hire him, and the man sent him into his fields to feed the pigs. The young man became so hungry that even the pods he was feeding the pigs looked good to him, but no one gave him anything. When he finally came to his senses, he said to himself, "At home even the hired servants have food enough to spare, and here I am dying of hunger. I will go home to my father and say, 'Father, I have sinned against both heaven and you, and I am no longer worthy of being called your son. Please take me as a hired servant.'" So he returned home to his father, and while he was still a long way off, his father saw him coming. Filled with love and compassion, he ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, "Father, I have sinned against both heaven and you, and I am no longer worthy of being called your son." But his father said to the servants, "Quick, bring the finest robe in the house and put it on him. Get a ring for his finger and sandals for his feet, and kill the calf we've been fattening. We must celebrate with a feast. For this son of mine was dead and now has returned to life. He was lost, but now he is found." So the party began.
That was Luke 15 verses 11 through 24. I'm Juvia Davis and I'm reporting live from Action News.
Sometimes when we listen to or read a Bible story, not everything in that story is easy to understand. Our next segment, Kim, I need the cue cards right.
Sorry, Dave.
Right, yeah. Sorry about that. Here's John Griffith.
Thanks, Dave. The parable of the lost son has a lot of interesting pieces to it. The basic premise is that a son leaves with his share of the inheritance. He goes and spends that money irresponsibly, and then he comes back home where his father welcomes him with open arms. But what else is going on in this story? At the time Jesus told the story, it was not at all common for someone to get their inheritance before their father died. In fact, it was almost unheard of. So when the son asked his father for the inheritance before the father had died, he was basically saying, "Dad, I wish you were already dead. Your money is more important to me than you are." Can you believe that? What a horrible thing to say. And then the son left, and he took all of his possessions with him, which means he wasn't planning on coming back home ever. So by this time in the story, the son had said, "I wish my father was dead, and I'm never coming home. I don't want a relationship with any of my family, and I'm leaving town forever." So the fact that the father forgave the son when he came back home is even more amazing. Can you imagine forgiving someone that said they don't care about you and they don't want to be around you? The reason Jesus told this story to his disciples was to show them just how far we could go and should go when we have the chance to forgive someone and give them grace. We should try and forgive others just like the Father forgave his Son. And the way that the Father treats his Son is the same way that God treats us. If we mess up and are truly sorry, we can ask for forgiveness for anything, and God will give us grace. How great is it to know that no matter how big our mistakes are, we have a loving God that wants nothing more for us to be in a loving relationship with Him. I'm John Griffith reporting for Action News.
Do you sometimes have trouble forgiving people? Does giving grace seem like too much hard work for you? Is accepting apologies a little too tough? Then the Grace Giver is for you. Simply place the Grace Giver around your neck using the complimentary necklace we provide, and when you should forgive someone or accept an apology, it will give you a slight encouragement to help you give grace. By wearing the Grace Giver, you will be able to give grace to others without hesitation. This product has not been scientifically proven to help, nor has it been approved by any medical doctor we could find. But we still think it's something you should buy. Now available at many stores.
A question we asked while preparing this newscast
I'm trying. I'm sorry.
is, what does it actually look like to give grace? So we put all the reporters' names in a hat, drew one out, and Noel Noman won. So please say hello to our very own Senior Garden Gnome correspondent, Noel Noman. Noel, it looks like you're on location somewhere. What can you tell us? Noel, it says right here that you're going to show us places that you've put yourself so that you can practice giving grace. That sounds really interesting. So is this place like a state of mind? Are you constantly thinking, how can I give grace to others? Oh, Noel, are you all right? Wait a minute. Noel, are you going to places where people will accidentally hurt you and then you're going to give grace and forgive them? Okay, well, that doesn't sound like what giving grace is all about, but let's roll the video that Noel put together. Noel, that was a great montage of you getting hurt, but giving grace is not about putting yourself in places to get hurt so that you can forgive. Putting yourself next to a door that you know will hit you and then forgiving that person isn't grace. That's just plain silly. Kim, I need you to put the cue cards right next to the... It doesn't make sense if I...
Sorry,
okay,
Dave.
well, please, just try. Well, on to our next segment. Hopefully our senior correspondent reporter, Sean Loftus, can shed some light on the subject of grace.
Dear Sean, sometimes when people hurt me or hurt other people I care about, it's really tough to forgive them. I stay angry for days and days and really don't like it. What should I do? Betty.
Dear Betty, it's perfectly normal to be angry when someone is mean or does bad things to you. No one likes it when this happens. You mentioned that you can sometimes stay angry for a long time. The sad thing is, when you're angry, you're not yourself, and that's no good. The Bible says, put up with each other. Forgive the things you are holding against one another. Forgive, just as the Lord forgave you. Betty, unless you forgive, you're always going to be at least a little angry. But when you begin to forgive people, you start letting go of that anger. And when you let go of anger, you will feel better. Maybe not right away, but you will feel better. It'll probably take some time and prayer, but you'll be on the right track. Thanks for your question, and I hope this helps. Sincerely, Sean.
You know, all this talk about grace and forgiving makes me aware that today I haven't been very graceful or understanding to Kim, our cue card intern. I've been mean and impatient. Kim, I'm sorry I've been mean and impatient, and I know you're trying hard, and I know we've got some things to work through, but I just want to let you know I'm sorry for if I've been mean to you.
It's okay. Thanks for apologizing.
Okay, great. Well, that pretty much wraps it up here at Channel 34 Action News. Have a great day.